Scott Sargent, WFNY. Coach, now that you have 4 games to process this whole thing, how much of this was improvement on you guys and how much was matchup related?
How much was what?
Matchup related?
Oh, we talked about it through the whole course of this long season, just, getting better, hitting our stride when the playoffs start. The guys, we're getting a lot of contribution from a lot of different guys, so we got a lot of guys playing well, good team effort. Like I always, we've been going back talking about the Indiana series. I think it prepared us for this series. I think the physicality, the ball pressure really helped us going forward into this series. So, we got to continue to keep getting better. We talked about that just throughout the course of the playoffs, getting better and finally hitting a good rhythm.
ESPN. Ty, you guys took your lumps over the course of 82 games. There was criticism on you and your roster. Meanwhile, the Raptors were praised for 82 games, and then it comes down to these 4 games, and people are going to look at Coach Casey and the job he did. What do you have to say about just the nature of this job and what you saw from the Raptors this series?
As far as Casey goes, I think he did a tremendous job. I think to, take a team, change the culture, change the environment, change the way they played, develop some young guys, made them a lot better, and then win 59 games this year, second best record in the NBA, and top 3 in offense and defense. That's unheard of. It just, I think the hardest part is, and you've seen it for years with Michael Jordan, they happen to run into LeBron James. And they haven't lost to any other team in the last 3 years but us. And I think, we have a good team. And I think, having LeBron, to get through, it's tough, and but Casey did a hell of a job. Can't sit here and say he didn't, and I love Dwane, talked to him a lot, but he could have did a better job with that team, and so that's about it.
Kenny Rowe at WHBC. The defense in the regular season tie was good enough. In the Indiana series, pretty good. In this series, outstanding. How did that evolve, and is this what you need to do defensively to get back to the finals again?
I think, in the regular season it's tough. I think you're playing different teams, different styles of basketball. I think in the playoffs, we've always been better defensively because we get a chance to lock into one team and know what we want to take away. And I think last series we did a pretty decent job on Victor Oladipo. I think this series we really did a good job on DeRozan, keeping him off balance. And you're going to give up some threes, you're going to give up some paint points, but overall, to take away what you want to take away, we wanted to take away DeRozan, and we wanted to take away their bench. And I thought we did that in this series. DeLon Wright, is a big factor in their bench. Van Fleet, Pirtle, Siakam. We did a really good job of just taking those guys out of the series and, doing a good job of taking DeRozan out of the series. And like I said, you're going to give some threes. You're going to give some paint points to Big Valanciunas, who played well tonight. But you got to give up something. So we just, we know DeRozan can beat us, and we wanted to take him out of the series.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. Ty, in your starting lineup, who is the 2 guard?
I don't know.
Can we say it's JR?
Say it's Kyle.
Okay. My point or my question was, all year you guys most nights had trouble with the guard matchups, and then in this series, I haven't looked at the numbers yet, but it was really good. How did that turn? How did you take what had been a weakness for you all year and basically, make it a push in this series?
I think, like I said earlier, just, playing a 7-game series, locking in defensively on one team, and being able to strategize and understand what you want to take away. And I think our coaching staff, Longobardi, LD, Jimbo, D. Jones, Phil, Posey, Vitale, Big Dan on down. We sit in and we discuss how we want to take, certain situations away from teams and make them play to something else, something they're not comfortable doing. And, the coaching staff did a great job just coming up with a game plan to take DeRozan out, out of the series and take their bench out of the series. I think we did that by, playing LeBron with the second unit, to take their bench out of the series. So we did a good job with that.
But production-wise, you just got stuff from your guards that you hadn't. Was it?
Oh, you mean scoring-wise?
I mean everything, but let's talk about scoring now. Was it because you were playing JR and Kyle together? How much did George Hill have to do with this? Just the three of them and how well they played.
I think, G. Hill's a big part of what we're doing and what we do. And when he got hurt in the Indiana series, missing 3.5 games, it really hurt us. And with him being back and playing with pace, attacking the pick and rolls, getting downhill, getting to the basket, causing the veer backs with Kevin, so they got to switch now. Now we can post Kevin on smaller guys. That's a big part of what we want to do. And when he's on the floor, then, LeBron, he doesn't have to overhandle. I think when he went out, you don't want Kyle and JR bringing it up, so, LeBron had to bring it up and do a lot more. So with G. Hill out there and he's, feeling 100%, it really helps us out offensively. So that allows JR and Kyle to get to their spots and be able to knock down open shots.
Jeff Shadell, News Herald. Ty, if it looks like you're playing your very best basketball right now, and if so, what was the key? What is the key for that to be so?
I think defensively we're playing pretty good, and when we're getting stops, when we get out in transition, able to play with pace, I think we're really good. I think this series we made shots. Guys made threes. A lot of different guys stepped up. Having 4 or 5 guys in double figures every single night is big for us. So, we still got to continue to keep getting better, but I like where we're at right now.
And just one more. When they took that brief lead at 38-36, you called that timeout. What did you say in that timeout? Because things really got going after that.
Just take care of the basketball. I thought we had a great series of just not turning the basketball over, and then getting back, get our defense set. I think we blew a couple coverages where they scored on. So just getting our defensive balance, understand what we're doing schematically, defensively, and then we got that back. So I think our defense really turned up, and then end up scoring, going on a 10-0 run, I think, the end of half. So that was huge for us in like a minute and 50 seconds.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. You may have answered this in piecemeal and a bunch of other answers, but so many guys struggled during the Indiana series, and you relied on LeBron to do almost everything, and so many guys contributed in this, from Kevin to JR to Kyle. So many guys got hot. I guess were you surprised or concerned at all with how much guys struggled against Indiana, and just collectively what allowed everyone to turn it around in this series?
I would have to say George Hill. He was out. Our starting point guard, he was out, and they really turned the pressure up on us defensively. So, like I said, you don't want Kyle and JR bringing it up under duress. They kind of had Jose, flustered a little bit with the pressure. And then you don't want Kevin bringing it up with that. He's young guard him. So we was in a dilemma, I think, offensively. So they put a lot of pressure on our guards. But with G. Hill missing 3.5, games, it was tough on us. I think we couldn't really get into an offensive flow because, we didn't really have a point guard who could relieve some of the pressure.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Ty, going back to DeRozan, this is now 3 years in a row that you've been able to, as you said, take him out of the series in a way. It's DeRozan. He's one of the better scorers in the NBA. So how have you been able to do that? Why have you guys been able to do that in a way that other teams can't?
We scheme for it. And then it's different because a lot of teams don't prepare and practice on different things throughout the course of the season, to get ready for the playoffs. We do that all the time, and a lot of guys get frustrated that, we do certain things in practice working on it. We don't use it during the regular season, so they get frustrated, like, why are we doing it? But, they've caught on the last couple of years, but it's very important. I just think when you go to the playoffs, you can't do the same things you've done all year because teams prepare for that. So, you try to catch guys off guard. DeRozan can score in bunches. He's, to score the basketball. He's an all-star. So we wanted to just find ways to take the ball out of his hands and just make him uncomfortable. So, and we did a really good job of keeping him off the free throw line for the series as well.